FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, serves as America's premier federal law enforcement and domestic intelligence agency, handling over 200 categories of federal crimes, with special emphasis on counterterrorism, counterintelligence, cybercrime, public corruption, and organized crime. The FBI acts as the coordinating lead agency for complex multi-jurisdictional cases, leveraging joint task forces to pool resources from various law enforcement bodies. This collaborative approach enables them to tackle sophisticated criminal threats that span state lines and international borders, making them uniquely positioned to address modern criminal enterprises that operate across traditional jurisdictional boundaries. DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, exclusively dedicated to enforcing controlled substance laws and dismantling drug trafficking organizations, targeting both the narcotics supply chains and the financial networks that support them. Since 1973, DEA agents have developed highly specialized expertise in chemical diversion and money laundering operations, recognizing that modern drug cartels operate as sophisticated criminal enterprises. Their global approach focuses not just on seizing drugs, but on dismantling the entire financial infrastructure that enables international trafficking operations to flourish. Secret Service, dual mission of protecting high-level government officials, especially the president, and investigating financial crimes, including counterfeiting, credit card fraud, and major cyber financial crimes. Originally established after the Civil War specifically to combat currency counterfeiting, the agency maintains this financial investigation expertise alongside its more visible protective duties. Their deep understanding of financial fraud schemes makes them invaluable partners in combating modern threats like credit card skimming operations and large-scale digital theft that can impact millions of Americans. ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, specializes in investigating illegal firearms trafficking, explosives crimes, and arson, while also regulating federal firearms dealers and tracing weapons used in crimes. Beyond enforcement, ATF plays a crucial intelligence role through their firearms tracing program, which provides critical investigative leads that help solve violent crimes and dismantle gun trafficking networks. This often overlooked forensic capability makes them an essential partner for local law enforcement agencies seeking to solve shootings and identify patterns in gun violence. U.S. Marshals Service, America's oldest law enforcement agency, responsible for capturing federal fugitives, protecting federal courts and judicial personnel, and operating the Witness Security Program. With roots dating back to the enforcement of federal law in the American West, the Marshals have evolved into a modern fugitive apprehension force with an exceptionally high success rate through their nationwide network of task forces. Their dual role in court security ensures the judicial process can function without intimidation or threat, while their witness protection program enables the prosecution of organized crime and terrorism cases. FAMS, Federal Air Marshal Service, provides armed, undercover law enforcement officers on commercial flights to prevent and respond to aviation security threats. Operating in the unique environment of commercial aviation, air marshals receive highly specialized training in close-quarters combat and aircraft-specific tactics to neutralize threats within the confined space of an airplane. Their presence is intentionally secretive and unpredictable, creating a deterrent effect while providing a last line of defense against hijacking and other airborne attacks. DSS, Diplomatic Security Service, protects U.S. diplomatic facilities and personnel worldwide while investigating passport and visa fraud, representing American law enforcement in over 170 countries. As the most widely deployed U.S. law enforcement agency internationally, DSS agents serve on the front lines of national security far beyond America's borders. Their global mission encompasses both physical protection of diplomatic personnel and investigation of document fraud that could enable terrorism or other national security threats. CBP, Customs and Border Protection, secures America's borders at official ports of entry by inspecting travelers and cargo to prevent illegal entry of people and contraband. The sheer scale of CBP's mission is staggering. They process millions of travelers and massive volumes of international trade daily, making them a critical frontline for both national security and economic protection. Their work ensures legitimate trade and travel can flow smoothly while intercepting drugs, weapons, counterfeit goods, and other threats before they enter American communities. IRSCI, Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigation, investigates major financial crimes and tax violations, specializing in following complex money trails that often support other criminal investigations. IRSCI agents possess unique skills in financial forensics that make them invaluable partners even in non-tax cases, as they can trace illicit funds and prove the financial elements of various crimes. Their famous success in convicting Al Capone through tax charges demonstrates their ability to prosecute criminals who might otherwise escape justice through traditional law enforcement approaches. USPIS, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, protects the integrity of the U.S. mail system by investigating any crimes involving postal services, from fraud to drug trafficking through the mail. As one of America's oldest law enforcement agencies, postal inspectors maintain public trust in a critical service that reaches every household in the nation. Their broad investigative mandate covers everything from identity theft and financial scams to violent crimes against postal workers, ensuring the mail system remains a safe and reliable means of communication and commerce. Forest Service Law Enforcement. They are responsible for policing the 193 million acres of National Forest System lands, investigating crimes like timber theft, archaeological damage, and wildfire arson. Their agents and officers are responsible for maintaining public safety and protecting natural resources from criminal activity across these vast and often remote areas. CID, Army Criminal Investigation Division, serves as the Army's primary investigative body for serious felony crimes involving Army personnel or interests globally, whether they occur on a military installation or off-base. Its agents, who are military personnel, handle a wide range of investigations, including crimes against property and persons, such as assault, theft, and murder, to maintain good order and discipline within the Army. FPS, Federal Protective Service, protects federal buildings and facilities, ensuring the safety of government employees and visitors at non-military federal properties across the United States. Its officers are responsible for a wide range of security functions, including access control, screening for weapons and explosives, and responding to threats such as bomb threats and active shooters. FPS also coordinates security for special events and manages security contracts with private companies to safeguard federal assets. U.S. Capitol Police is a specialized federal law enforcement agency that focuses exclusively on protecting the U.S. Congress, securing the Capitol building, and ensuring the legislative branch can operate safely. Its jurisdiction extends to the Capitol complex, its grounds, and surrounding streets, and its officers are tasked with responding to a wide range of threats, including protests, security breaches, and potential attacks. The agency plays a critical role in maintaining order and security during major events such as presidential inaugurations and State of the Union addresses. NCIS, Naval Criminal Investigative Service, is a global civilian federal law enforcement agency that investigates serious crimes and provides counterintelligence protection for the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps worldwide, both on land and at sea. Its agents work on a variety of cases, including homicide, sexual assault, and espionage, and its mission is to protect the U.S. naval forces from threats both foreign and domestic. OSI, Air Force Office of Special Investigations, conducts criminal investigations and counterintelligence operations for the Air Force and Space Force, with special attention to protecting high-value technology and investigating contract fraud. OSI agents operate globally and are responsible for a variety of missions, including investigating crimes that threaten national security, such as terrorism and espionage, and safeguarding Air Force assets and personnel. Fish and Wildlife Service law enforcement. They are responsible for protecting America's wildlife by investigating wildlife trafficking and dismantling international smuggling operations dealing in illegal animal products. Their agents, often working undercover, target criminal organizations that profit from the illegal trade in endangered species, ensuring compliance with federal wildlife laws. DCIS, Defense Criminal Investigative Service, combats waste, fraud, and corruption within the Department of Defense, particularly focusing on procurement fraud and illegal export of military technology. As the investigative arm of the DoD's Inspector General, DCIS agents work to protect the integrity of the military supply chain and prevent criminals from profiting from defense contracts, thereby ensuring that taxpayer money is used efficiently and effectively. U.S. Park Police. The U.S. Park Police provides urban law enforcement services at iconic national monuments and parks in major metropolitan areas like Washington, D.C. and New York City. In addition to their traditional police duties, they also manage crowd control and security during large public events and protests in these high-profile locations. NPS Rangers. National Park Service law enforcement. They serve as the primary police force across America's 400-plus national parks, handling everything from routine patrols to complex criminal investigations in vast wilderness areas. They are responsible for protecting park visitors and natural resources, and their duties can range from search and rescue operations to investigating crimes such as theft, vandalism, and assault. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, enforces immigration and customs laws within the U.S. interior, investigating human trafficking and smuggling while removing individuals who violate immigration law. Through its Homeland Security Investigations (HSI) division, IC targets transnational criminal organizations that exploit immigration systems and engage in cross-border criminal activity. This broader mandate positions them as key players in combating international crime networks that traffic in people, drugs, weapons, and other contraband while operating sophisticated smuggling operations. EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, Criminal Investigation Division, investigates the most serious and intentional violations of federal environmental laws, pursuing criminal cases against individuals and corporations that deliberately harm the environment. CID agents work to hold polluters accountable and ensure the integrity of environmental protection regulation. BLM, Bureau of Land Management. The BLM law enforcement protects the largest federal land area, 245+ million acres, primarily in the American West, investigating resource-related crimes and providing general police services. Their officers often work in isolated areas to address crimes like illegal dumping, grazing violations, and archaeological looting. BIA, Bureau of Indian Affairs. They provide law enforcement services within Indian country, working within the unique jurisdictional framework of tribal sovereignty to investigate federal and tribal crimes. Their officers often work in partnership with tribal police and other federal agencies to address a wide range of issues, including violent crime, drug trafficking, and domestic violence. NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They enforce marine resource laws within U.S. waters, protecting marine mammals and endangered species while preventing illegal fishing activities. Their officers, known as special agents and enforcement officers, patrol coastal waters and the high seas to ensure compliance with fisheries laws and international treaties. If you learned something new, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment on which agency you found most interesting.